Good morning. Apologize for the delayed start. Um, The Friday, February 27th, regular City of Knoxville Public Officer hearing is called to order at 9:48 a.m. I'm Nicholas Bradshaw, the public officer designated by the mayor as described in the City Code of Ordinances, Article 6, unfit buildings, and charged with addressing properties in the city that are out of compliance with the adopted codes of the City of Knoxville. The adopted codes include the 2024 editions of the following. These are all international codes: fire code, building code, residential code, plumbing code, mechanical code, fuel gas code, existing building code, swimming pool and spa code, as well as the 2017 edition of the ICC ANSI Accessibility Code, the 2023 edition of the National Electrical Code, the 2018 edition of the International Energy Conservation Code, and the 2018 edition of the International Property Maintenance Code. The public officer is authorized to hold hearings, administer oaths and affirmations, examine witnesses, and receive evidence and issue orders as the result of his findings in determining the condition of buildings that are dangerous, unfit, and injurious to the health and safety of the occupants and/or public. The procedure for the public officer is as follows. Each case will start with a report and presentation of evidence by officers representing various city departments. Today, this will primarily consist of, but is not limited to, evidence presented by Mr. Scott Elder, Neighborhood Codes Enforcement Manager for the City of Knoxville. Mr. Elder is employed by the City of Knoxville and is certified as a property maintenance and housing inspector. Following the city's report and testimony, the owner or owners and/or their legal counsel, as well as any members of the general public, will be given an opportunity to respond. The public officer has the authority to limit this time as per his discretion. Today's agenda will be modified to hear the cases of property owners present at this time and in the order signed up as you entered the hearing room. We make this accommodation to minimize any inconvenience to the owners and members of the public here today. For those actively participating in today's meeting, thank you. Your involvement and active participation is appreciated. As per legal counsel, I need to read the following notice of demolition into the record. Any person who intends to perform work on a structure that the public officer has placed an order against shall first make application to the building official and obtain the required permit. For orders issued by the public officer, please be aware that just obtaining permits and starting rehabilitation of a structure does not invalidate the city's power to take corrective action, such as demolition of a dangerous structure, regardless of the amount of work performed by the owner. All orders are still in effect if the rehabilitation work has not been completed and the structure has not had all final inspections approved within the time provided by the order or by an extension if one has been granted. Remember, if rehab is not fully complete or an extension is not in place, the structure may be demolished after the order time has expired or after any prior written extension of time has expired without any further notice given to the owner. All right, are there any questions before we start? And all participants are sworn in. All individuals testifying today will need to be sworn in. If you are testifying today, please raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Ms. LaFew, please advise me of any individuals who arrive late and need to be sworn in mid-hearing. All right, and with that, we will begin our agenda. Ms. LaFew, what is our first address today?
905 Beeman Lake Road.
All right, Mr. Elder?
All right, this property was originally inspected on March 27th in 2017. Property was found at that time to be vacant and dilapidated, and you can see in these photos here. It was actually placarded in November of 2017 by emergency order due to homeless activity, evidence of folks breaking in and staying there. The house has continued to deteriorate since that time due to lack of maintenance or upkeep. You can see the overgrowth, and yeah, there you go. All utilities have been removed from the property, and currently there are 7 open lanes for city mowing services, and it has been boarded on 6 different occasions by the city. So we're requesting a 60-day repair demolition order for this house.
All right, Ms. LaFew, has anyone signed up to speak for this one?
Yes. We've got Larisha Harris and Lakeisha Westfield. You
Okay,
come
if you guys could please approach and state your name and address for the record? Good morning.
Good morning. My name is Larissa Harris.
And my name is Lakeisha Westfield.
All right. What would you like to say in regards to this property?
Kish, you want to go first? You want me to talk?
You can talk.
Well, with this home here, we are just now, well, let's put it this way. Our father, of course, he deceased. And with this property, as I was stated, that our brother was taking care of this property. So that's where, when I went to this property, I'm appalled as well. So this here it was shocking to me as well as to my sister. So I don't know. And so we trying to get avenues too. Recently I have spoken with a home buyer to see if I can get this home either sold or I don't know what to do with it, to be honest, because it's four of us that have to make a decision on this house. So of course I have a brother, and then I also have another sibling, which neither one of them are present this morning, as you can see. So with that being said, it's just me and my sister right now who would basically have to either see what we need to do to get what's titled in our name for one, to see what other avenues that we need to do to get the property either up to par, to be sold, demolished, or whatever we need to do to move forward with this 905 Beeman Lake property at this point.
We certainly can provide some contacts, I think, and info regarding the codes-related issues, right?
Yeah, we can, but I think that the immediate need is to decide what you want to do with it. The code, there's not specifics, there's not going to be a menu of items. It's deteriorated well beyond, so maybe hiring a general contractor might be able to help you with that. They can kind of go through it with you and tell you the major things that need to be corrected. If that's the way you want to go, you mentioned demolition, that's also an avenue as well. So that would be my recommendation.
Was your intention to repair the property or?
Well, Keisha, you want to go ahead?
Wasn't really like, I guess me and you had came to the agreement of just pretty much like selling it.
Well, go ahead and talk to them. You wanna? Well, when we met with the home buyer, we just actually met with the home buyer this past Saturday. As I was telling him, since we will be at this court hearing today, so that's where we're at to kind of see what needs to transpire before I can move forward. The only issue that I have right now is that the other two siblings are not here. Personally, when the home buyer and I and my sister, we walked around this property this past weekend, we were looking at it may possibly could be, he said he wouldn't know until he actually could get inside to see what needs to transpire, because as we know with any demolition, you don't know what you're getting inside until you start tearing down walls, pulling out. It could be pretty much more money to put into it than what it's really worth. So that's where that issue is at this point. So, and I just need the resources, the information, everything that I need to do, whether I need to see if I can either get it titled in my name or my sister's name. Again, for me, I think I'm kind of stuck in that hard place with the other two siblings. One sibling stated, even with the with my father passing rapidly, she did not want to have nothing to do with him at all. She did not even show up at the funeral. I haven't seen her. I don't even know what, I mean, she could be in this room right now, and I wouldn't even know if that was my sibling or not, and I'm just being honest.
I wouldn't either.
And that's where we're at. And as far as my brother, to my knowledge, he was supposed to be taking care of the property. When I last spoke with him, which was years ago, pretty much after my father deceased, he told me that he was keeping up the taxes, and then, of course, you know how hearsay go. He was renting this property out. I mean, he was doing things that was not agreed upon at all. I mean, things were taken, I'm sure, out of the home. I mean, my dad had, of course, you know, merchandise and, I mean, all kind of property that was, I can't even tell you what was done with it, nor did we get any say-so in what was done in this home. So that's where that is at this point. So, yeah.
Well,
That's-
city's position, we're only concerned about public safety and the blight
Absolutely.
situation. So, you know, if, I was gonna ask for 60 days, so that gives you over 2 months, plus with the time to process a little bit longer than that. Do you have someone that would come mow the place and get it cleaned up and boarded up and actively secured? That's our concern, primary, because people keep getting in there. We boarded it 6 different times and mowed it plenty. And if you all can come do some work out there, get it cleaned up and secured,
But
we
that's-
could give you more time.
Okay, and I was speaking with a gentleman, actually, I mean, he works, he is a truck driver, so therefore, you know, he's out on the road. I believe he has, some friends that could come up, because that's another thing that I was looking at too. Well, maybe if we can get some of the trees, the area kind of, and all that debris kind of cleaned up there, and then go from there. So are you saying that you're giving us 60 days, basically, and then after that, if it's not done, then, or what avenues do we need to take at this point?
Well, after that period, whatever period that is, the city can take action to demolish the house. That would be our action. That's what we're asking for. So, and it looks like there's quite a bit of back taxes on it as well, not to mention the
I did
fees.
dig into that,
Not to mention the
yes.
fees that the city has accumulated over time. So you'll have that. But some of these buyers buy it right as it is, and they'll pay the taxes. I'm not sure what your arrangement is, but if you wanted to
Right.
sell it as is, but it seems like you've got some title issues that you've got to work through. So again, our concern is that this house cannot remain this way. It's an attractive nuisance. People are going in there a lot.
That's
It's bad for the
understandable.
neighborhood. So that's our only, we don't like to demolish houses, but it's been a long time on this one. So if you're telling me that you can get it cleaned up and secured and maintain it for a little bit, I would be happy to make it 90 days and give you a little bit more time.
I was gonna say.
That's what I stepped up here for. I'm the oldest sister of them too. So that's why I stepped up
Yeah.
here. And he just let me know to come to the podium if I had something to say.
Go ahead.
But,
She didn't hear you.
So is 90 the longest that you could give them?
Well, the history of this is not great. So if we got to 90 days and you got some title things, you can ask for a formal extension.
I
And we
got
could
you.
bring it back here and the public hearing officer can give you a formal extension.
And
But
what-
hopefully by that time, we've seen some dramatic improvement.
And what do they need to do? What if the sister and brother of them, we have separate fathers. So we all got the same mother though. But what do they need to do when them other 2 siblings are not coming forward? How do they go ahead and still try to go today while we're here to at least get the title or whatever they need to do and check on these back taxes to see what they need to do there until they can get it sold and get some of that cleaned up until everything.
I think speaking with the title attorney, maybe Jim can advise a little bit there.
Yeah, you're just gonna need to talk to a title attorney or because,
Where do we go for that at? Is that here too?
no,
Oh,
you're just
just
gonna
a
need to
title,
contact, yeah,
outside
just need
there.
to contact one on your own as far as getting them to sign off on whatever. I mean, you can put money into it, but you know, you 2 personally could save it or whatever. If you don't do anything, it's gonna get demolished here in 3 months or so. But I mean, you can put money in it, but when you look at it, if it gets sold, are your brother and sister are going to get each of them would get a fourth of that. So, it's just how much money you want to put into it. What's the risk? What are you going to get back out of it? So, yeah, I would talk to an attorney and like they said, a general contractor to see, is it worth it or not?
I know they don't want to keep it, they want to sell it. I do know that. So even with the back taxes, do they need to go over to check to see what the back taxes are? Do you have the estimate with you?
I think we have an estimate, but the tax office is on the fourth floor. They can give you the exact number to make sure, because ours, it accrues fees, and they can give you the most up-to-date number.
Okay.
I think we have a general amount.
It looks like it's about 5,000 city and about 5,000 county.
And then plus we
That's
have,
we thought higher.
No, I thought it was. I was in
And
that
what
right
about
ballpark.
15?
plus we've got about 2,800 in the lot lanes and for the city services. So
Okay.
all combined, it's, I don't know, 13, 14.
That's
So
what
are
we,
you also saying, like, if they just say they came in and if they demolished the house, does that mean that the city's taking over the property as well?
yes.
No, we'll just clean the property up and get rid of
And then it'll be a
publicness.
fee.
The lot remains,
And so that will come off to be a fee for us.
yes, you will be invoiced for the city demolishing the house.
So the city would just place another lien on it. And so at some point,
Okay.
it looks like the county hasn't been paid since 2014 and the city since 21. So at some point, it's probably going in a tax sale, a county or a city tax sale.
Okay.
If fees aren't paid or taxes aren't paid.
But right now, with the 90-day that you gave them, they kind of got a little lean.
We haven't actually issued an order yet, but what he'd requested was 60 days, and I think.
No, he said 90 just.
He said we'd be willing to go to 90 if you showed
willing.
some good faith
Okay.
effort over the 60 days and then ask for an extension.
And do you have a number where they need to call to let you know that they are making leeway on the property? That they need to contact if they need a little bit more time?
Yeah, everything will be written out in the order, and we have field inspectors that are in that area a lot. So if we'll check on it, and if, we go out and the trees are gone, those things are more
you
effort, I
start
think, than
seeing it.
expense. If you guys have family or friends or your brother come out there and clean up the lot, that's minimal amount of money. And then, as long as we're seeing some progress there and we're working within that period of time, whether it's 60 or 90 days.
Okay.
And we're seeing some improvements, and then you guys can just always call and update us on what's going on. And again, we want to work with you.
Okay.
Just understand that we do. But also our priority is public safety, and this is not a good situation.
Yeah, I
So
had just drove up there right before they got the letter, and I called them. I said, "Oh my God!" And it was just a few days.
Yeah.
It's like the letter came a few days right after I drove up.
You
I
see,
was just riding through the neighborhood.
And this is something that, my dad and I, we were not the closest, but however, it was supposed to have been, at the time before he deceased, was supposed to have been in a will. And of course, tomorrow never came, as So even before he deceased, I told him, I said, we need to get things, you have to have things in black and white so things can be a little bit more smoother. And again, tomorrow never, and this is where we're at. And so now I feel like personally that now myself, and she, I work every day and, and dealing with this home, it has been a nightmare, and so now this is where we're at. And I have a feeling that it's going to be pretty much, us two are going to be the ones pretty much dealing with this home, whether financially, making decisions. And so I just want to get it done. I'm just ready to get it taken care of, whether I got to sell it, whatever I got to do. I'm just ready to get this taken care of, because if I was a neighbor, I would be, I'm the complainer. I would probably. I know, so I understand.
Well, I appreciate
So-
y'all's. I appreciate your situation. We have these circumstances from time to time. I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you.
I hope we've given you at least a little bit of some direction or advice in that regard. Unfortunately, our scope and jurisdiction here today is really just the codes aspect of it and the condition of the property
Oh, that's
and
understandable.
that part of it. So I think if there's no additional testimony, we'll probably go ahead and issue this order, and then if you want to stick around and ask these staff some questions after the meeting, you're free to do
Okay.
that.
Thank you.
And check out the tax office on the fourth floor if you'd like to do that as well.
We will do that too today as well.
Well, thank you guys for coming out today.
All right,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Thank you. I am going to find that the structure at 905 Beeman Lake Road is out of compliance with the codes of the city of Knoxville, an attractive nuisance, and is dangerous and injurious to the health and safety of the occupants or public. And I'm going to order the owner to repair or demolish the structure at 905 Beeman Lake Road within 60 days. If the owner fails to take corrective action, the structure may be placarded as unfit for human habitation and vacated and closed, and the city may cause the immediate repair or demolition of the building, with the cost of such corrective action being a lien and collected as provided in city code. That's the order, and the caveat, obviously, as we discussed, if we do see some progress, we are open to an extension of that 60 days. We'll follow up on that as needed. All right, Ms. LaFew, what is our next property?
4522 Asheville Highway.
Grace, do you want to do the boarding for this? We have a boarding for Beeman Lake while they're here.
Okay.
That way they don't have to wait to the end. There's a boarding approval on there as well.
Okay.
So we can just let these folks move on if they need to.
All right, boarding, same property.
Ladies, this is a process where we have boarded this, and we're asking the public hearing officer to affirm the charges for the boarding services we've done. So that's what this, I'm going to ask him to approve the charges, and he'll rule on that. But this is still pertaining to your property, so this property was boarded most recently on February 11th of this year, and we're just asking for approval of those boarding charges.
Okay. Do we have any additional testimony related specifically to the February 11th boarding action? No? Okay. I approve the boarding action taken by the City Public Service Department and affirm the charges related to the corrective action for the structure at 905 Beeman Lake Road due to the building being an attractive nuisance and dangerous and injurious to the health and safety of the community, being open and accessible to children and members of the general public. Next property. Now are we doing 4522 Asheville Highway? Is that accurate?
Correct.
Okay.
This property was inspected on October 21st, 25. Property found to be dirty and unsecured. This is an old car wash out on Asheville Highway. We found the building to be open, and there was evidence of a homeless encampment in the rear section of that building. Utilities have been removed. It's been vacant for some time. The property's become a subject of several nuisance calls from the neighbors. Particularly, there's folks clinic beside that are frequently being trespassed upon by the folks that are staying here. Property is frequently dirtied and cluttered with rubbish and garbage. The city has called it on at least 6 occasions in 2025 to address dirty lot conditions or homeless activity on this property. You can see some of the photos there. So we are requesting a 120-day repair demolition order. And to give you a little background, I thought someone might be here to speak on this one. We understand that the owner is trying to get building permits to convert this to a mini storage, but there are some steps. So he's in the process of getting them reviewed. So that's why I went for the 120 days, to give him a little bit more time. There's a special use provision that I think he has to go to the planning commission. But I want to get this order in place because this has been a bad property, but it also gives him time to go through that process. So 120-day repair demolition order is what I'm requesting.
All right. Is anyone signed up to speak for this item?
No.
Okay. All right, I find the structure at 4522 Asheville Highway is out of compliance with the codes of the city of Knoxville, an attractive nuisance, and is dangerous and injurious to the health and safety of the occupants or public. I order the owner to repair or demolish the structure at 4522 Asheville Highway within 120 days. If the owner fails to take corrective action, the structure may be placarded as unfit for human habitation and vacated and closed, and the city may cause the immediate repair or demolition of the building, with the cost of such corrective action being a lien and collected as provided in city code. Does that bring us to 1601 Fremont Place.
Yes.
Mr. Elder.
All right, it was originally inspected on August 21st, 2015. Some minor violations were found at that time. But more recently, it was involved in a fire in July of last year. When we arrived, the house was found to be fire damaged and in poor and deteriorating conditions. Property's become the subject of several nuisance calls from the neighborhood. It's frequently dirtied and cluttered with rubbish and garbage since it's not being maintained at all. Several doors and windows are broken or deteriorated. Visible damage to soffits, eaves, and siding. City has boarded this property twice in 2025, and those invoices remain unpaid. And there's quite a bit of vagrant activity going on at this property as well. So we're requesting a 60-day repair demolition order for this property. I'll add just for the record that this property it's listed as historically significant, although not in the historic zoning overlay, which means that there typically is a 60-day delay on demolition, but that does not apply to buildings in this condition that are damaged. So I just wanted to put that on the record. So if the order was granted, there wouldn't be an additional 60 delay at the end of that, so.
In what way was it historically significant?
I don't know, there's a small section of the street that's immediately adjacent to a historic zoning district. This is in Old North, Knoxville. So this is across the street is H1. I guess it may be an alley, but one side of Fremont is in the H1. This side of Fremont is not.
Okay. And no one signed up to speak for this item?
Yes. We have Mr. Harold Cope.
Oh, okay. Mr. Cope, if you could approach and please state your name and address for the record.
Wayne Cope from Harriman, Tennessee. I'm just a trustee for this property, and she was going to be here, but she's decided not to show up, and I've already talked to this gentleman. If you get frequent complaints about this, that's probably not often enough. But he's going to give us a demolition order for 60 days. And after I talked to him and listened to this, if you could, I'd like to have 90 days because we're going to try to find a contractor or someone to sell it to because it's got a good lot behind it too. Put them together and sell it and let them take care of it. But sometimes selling something, like this takes a little longer than 60 days. So if I get 90 days, and then if it's not done in 90 days, y'all are free to do what you want.
Do you have
Oh,
any-
wait a minute, you are anyway, aren't you?
I'm fine with 90 days. I think there'll be some interest in this house. Once this gets out, the neighborhood folks will jump out. And I think this is a really nice house. And as long as it's maintained, is there any way that you can help ensure that this is maybe kept secured?
Well, I went ahead and I've covered the whole front of it up the front door, and it's locked now and everything, so.
Okay. Yeah, I'm okay with 90 days for this one. It's a good house, and it does have that historic significance. And if it becomes available, and she understands that she needs to sell it,
Yeah.
I think
Certainly
somebody would jump.
looks like it was once a very fine home.
It was, but
Yeah.
this was her mother's. When her mother passed, it sort of slid downhill.
Yeah.
But if I can find out what charges for the city has for boarding up, because I know the taxes are paid because I've kept those up.
Yeah, Grace can help you with that, or Holly can help you with that
Okay.
after this. She can either follow us.
And
She might be able to do it here or upstairs, so.
Okay, can I ask while we're into it, do you give a veterans discount for these?
No, we do not.
Thank you for your time.
But, I'll add this. One thing is that we do have some real concerns about, this house is really close to the house next door. I mean, they are built, very, very close. And right there you can see, and just any kind of vagrancy, fires, that type of thing. Luckily, we're going into warmer season, but that puts those neighbors at real danger. So keeping it secure is a priority. And if you can just maybe do what you can.
I try to keep an eye on it. It's not like anybody's been in it lately, so.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. I do find the structure at 1601 Fremont Place is out of compliance with the codes of the city of Knoxville. an attractive nuisance, and is dangerous and injurious to the health and safety of the occupants or public. And I order the owner to repair or demolish the structure at 1601 Fremont Place within 90 days. If the owner fails to take corrective action, the structure may be placarded as unfit for human habitation and vacated and closed. And the city may cause the immediate repair or demolition of the building, with the cost of such corrective action being a lien and collected as provided in city code. All right, that's it for our new business. And I think we're going to the boarding approvals. Are we back again at 4522 Asheville Highway?
Yes.
Right, this one was boarded on November 6th of last year, so we're just seeking approval for those boarding charges.
That's the car wash, right?
Right, that's where the
That's
folks
okay.
were staying inside there.
Okay. Is that the little building where the pump housing and stuff's at? or-
It may have been a pass-through car
Oh, is it?
wash, I think. It's just some little building on the end. It may have, maybe it is where the equipment was, but that bottom panel they would pull off and sneak in there.
Okay. All right, I approve the boarding action taken by the City Public Service Department and affirm the charges related to the corrective action for the structure at 4522 Asheville Highway due to the building being an attractive nuisance and dangerous and injurious to the health and safety of the community, being open and accessible to children and members of the general public. Next item, I think we are once again at 1601 Fremont Place.
Yes.
Right, the next two are, the first boarding was in August of last year, August 6th, so we're seeking approval for those boarding charges.
Okay. Do we have any additional testimony related specifically to the August 6th boarding action from Mr. Cope?
Just be as lenient as you can.
All right. I will approve the boarding action taken by the City Public Service Department and affirm the charges related to the corrective action for the structure at 1601 Fremont Place due to the building being an attractive nuisance and dangerous and injurious to the health and safety of the community, being open and accessible to children and members of the general public.
The next one's also 1601 Fremont. It was boarded once again in
I
December.
think-
Oh, sorry, but, oh, that's not on my list. Never mind. Boarded that. Okay, next one, 1424 Mingle. Boarded in July of last year, July 30th, so seeking approval of those boarding charges.
All right. I approve the boarding action taken by the City Public Service Department and affirm the charges related to the corrective action for the structure at 1424 Mingle Avenue due to the building being an attractive nuisance and dangerous and injurious to the health and safety of the community, being open and accessible to children and members of the general public. All right, 2526 Washington Avenue.
Yep, it was boarded in July of last year, 722, seeking approval for those boarding charges.
All right. I approve the boarding action taken by the City Public Service Department and affirm the charges related to the corrective action for the structure at 2526 Washington Avenue due to the building being an attractive nuisance and dangerous and injurious to the health and safety of the community, being open and accessible to children and members of the general public. All right. Seeing no further business on our agenda for today, this hearing is adjourned at 10:21 a.m. Thank you.